Hello, hello. Welcome. I'm going to give the room just another minute for a few more people to join, and then I will get started. I hope everyone is quarantined and safe and well. Hello, Regina. Welcome, welcome. I hope everyone is doing well. If you would go ahead and hit the thumbs up. I know it has been forever. At least it feels like forever, but forever since I was live. So go ahead and hit the thumbs up for me. I greatly appreciate it. I hope that you are all doing well. I'm in a lounge mode today, and I imagine, hi Brina, I imagine that most of you are in lounge mode as well. I guess a little bit. I've had some family stuff to go on. Hello, Four Ducks. You all know that I had or am still dealing with some health issues. I joined one of my tribe sisters on a journey this year for Lent. So thank you, Teresa Johnson, for that. Hello, Mrs. Q. So I have that going on. And then just kind of going into this Easter season, a time of just being grateful and being able to reflect and all of that. So, doctor's appointments and stuff like that have been all over the place. And um, I was telling one of my tribe sisters that I'm actually, or was actually scheduled to go to a specialist this coming Monday. But given everything that's going on with the coronavirus, they've actually pushed that appointment out. So, um, got that going on. I've been getting acupuncture. I'm just curious, has anyone ever had acupuncture? Thoughts in the chat? I guess I need to pull the chat up on my phone so that I can follow along. Um, but I've been getting acupuncture, and I am the absolute biggest chicken when it comes to needles. But acupuncture has been like a godsend. It has been absolutely amazing. Hi, DJ King. Hi. Who else did I miss? Hello, DJ King, Elizabeth, Brina, Regina. Phenomenal personality for Ducks, Mrs. Q. Welcome, 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 ladies. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Hello, Ingrid. Um, but I've been going to have acupuncture done because, believe it or not, my the a treating physician for me at the emergency room recommended it. Um, I had my primary care doctor actually recommended it. I'd gone in to see my chiropractor and was just talking about in general about kind of how I was feeling, and he recommended I try acupuncture, and so I was just absolutely miserable and got to the point where I dare I say I was desperate. I was willing to try anything, and I started going to acupuncture, and it has been amazing. And I was supposed to go today, but given everything that is going on, I just decided to opt out of that. But my insurance is amazing. It pays for it. It pays for the massage afterwards, which is really nice. But that's kind of the where I've been, what I've been doing without going into too many personal details. The next thing is I'm glad that there were, I think, 42 or 32, I can't count or can't remember, of you that checked in on my community post, and many of you, all of you, posted that you were healthy. I was happy to hear that. Life and health are extremely fragile right now. You may not feel that way, but I do, and it's okay for us to feel differently. But I feel that life and health are very fragile right now. So every time I got an alert on my phone that one of you had checked in and said, I'm here and I'm healthy, it just made me feel really good. We take a lot of things, I think, for granted. And I'm not speaking for you. I'm just going to talk about me, right? I take for granted that I can get up and go to the grocery store, anytime, day or night, and the shelves are stocked and I can find what I want without having to hit 50,000 grocery stores. I have taken for granted that when I'm out in public, that other people around me are healthy, right? That I'm not gonna come home and be sick from something that I didn't leave home with. I've taken that for granted. I have taken for granted what I will call basic necessities. Now, I think I've shared with you all on my channel before that I was raised in a house where everything was bought like in bulk, like toilet paper and paper towels and deodorant and laundry detergent and all of those things. So those things stay stocked in my house. I don't know how to buy small packs when it comes to those kinds of things. And I'm glad and very thankful that I've always shopped that way, because it drastically decreased the things that I needed, or felt like I needed in order to be prepared for this very uncertain time that we are in. I will say though, that I do have bags to share with you, but we haven't been here for a while. If y'all are like me, I got cabin fever, like really, really bad, and I just need some adult human contact time, and this is the way I decided I'm gonna get it this evening. So hang out for as long as you can, as long as you like, and we'll have fun. But one of my girlfriends from undergrad was telling me about, it's probably been about 3 weeks ago now, that about a month ago, her mom, who is a first lady of a church, her father started a church and pastored a church for like 55 years and just retired at the end of last year. But her mom had this dream where all of the stores around them, the shelves were bare. She had this dream about a little over a month ago. So at that point, my girlfriend from undergrad, she comes from a very large family. She's the baby of 13. So when we got to undergrad, she already had nieces and nephews that were in high school, and she had siblings, older siblings that were old enough to be her mom if they'd had kids at like my mom's age. But get back to my story. So they actually started stocking up then, because preparing for a large family, and they still all kind of live pretty close to each other. But there were a couple of things that, as I've talked to my girlfriends that live out west, California, Arizona, talking to my friends that are in Tennessee, that are in Connecticut, that are down in Florida, that even talking to my sister, right? A stock up for me looks very different than a stock up for some people, right? Or because that's just my everyday normal shopping pattern. But there were a couple of things that I felt were really important beyond the paper products, the paper and the cleaning products, right? Because those are kind of a given. But to go into a quarantine where you are unable to leave your house, or as my girlfriend in Nashville experienced, Walmart, because remember Nashville had tornadoes, and then before the city could even get any headway with that, the corona outbreak and widespread, so shortage of supplies and things like that. Anyway, sorry, I was not going to talk about that, and I'm not, but things just didn't have an opportunity to restock, right? So lots of families, are displaced, or they're, more people in the household because they're crashing with other people or whatever. But other than your basic paper products and like hand sanitizer and things like that, the stuff that people are hoarding, making sure that you've got frozen fresh fruits and vegetables and frozen and fresh meat is extremely important. Particularly if you are on any kind of health journey or if you are on any kind of diet. And I'm not talking about like diet to lose weight, but I'm saying like maybe you're diabetic, maybe you have high blood pressure, maybe you have high cholesterol, and that you need to really watch your intake. Shopping for those things, keeping those things on hand, even when there's not a pandemic at hand, it's really important in order to be able to maintain your health. Of course, water. And then what I realized in talking to my girlfriend in Nashville, she has a teenage son, and if you don't stop him, he can like drink a gallon of milk a day. And she was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna have to restrict his intake on milk because I'm having to run back and forth." And she was like, "Milk is really expensive now, and it's hard to find." And I told her, and she didn't know this, and maybe some of you do, maybe some of you don't. But you can actually freeze milk. I'm not a milk drinker. We rarely had milk in my house growing up because we didn't do it with cereal. My mom's not a milk. We're just not milk people. It was like for cornbread and macaroni is really what my mom bought milk for. But you can actually freeze milk for up to 3 months at a time, and it will keep. So instead of doing that rapid fire back and forth to the store, increasing your exposure to this virus, things like freezing milk would help. Powdered eggs and powdered milk, and then basic staples. I got my note card here with my notes on it. But powdered milk and powdered eggs, because we don't know what is on the other side of this or how long we're going to be in this situation, or God forbid they stop trucks and stuff from delivering. But if you have basic things like powdered eggs, powdered milk, your flour, your cornmeal, your starch, your baking powder, your cornstarch, stuff like that. You never know how long you're going to be in a situation where you may have to go back to do things from scratch. And I know some of you are like, "Oh my God, I gotta make my bread from scratch." Or you could be without. I mean, your choice, right? But for me, I would rather have the things on hand, at least for a while, to be able to do those things, as opposed to there being such drastic swings in your dietary intake. So I see some of you have already started, but if you would just kind of drop some of those things in the list of things that you thought of, right? Because I keep rice on hand, even though I don't eat a lot of it. I keep grits on hand because I'm not an oatmeal eater. I keep like dried beans on hand because I just prefer them over the can. I do have can. I do eat them out of the can. But I prefer, the whole soaking process and cooking them myself so that I can control, what goes in them. Even things like buying your fresh vegetables from places like Costco or Sam's or whatever grocery store you use, and being able to blanch them. For those of you that don't know about like canning and freezing fresh stuff, blanching is like when you take your vegetables and it's not even a quick cook, but you prep them and put them in boiling water, like a flash of that boiling water to them. And what that does is it stops the aging process, and then you put it in a bath of ice water so that it quickly stops the cooking process, and then you can bag it and put it in the freezer. But you don't want to cook it too long, because think about this. It only takes like 4 minutes to steam broccoli. So if you're blanching like a big thing of broccoli to go into the freezer, if you leave it in there for 2 minutes, it's already well on its way to being cooked. So it's a flash process to stop the aging of that produce, and then in an ice bath, and then it goes in the freezer. And try to squeeze out as much air if you're prepping stuff. Try to squeeze out as much air out of that bag as possible, because air is the death of fresh foods. It is also what causes freezer burn. A lot of moisture and a lot of air when you're freezing stuff, and not having a proper seal, right? So if you're like me, I bought a food saver many moons ago, and when I got it, at food saver, I was all in Sam's and Costco and big packs and prepping the freezer and yada yada yada. And I kind of moved away from it. And lately, I've been buying a little bit more in bulk, blanching or prepping for the freezer, and then getting stuff, getting it in the food saver. I have a tendency to use my food saver way more in the summer, like when fruits and vegetables are fresh, so that I can get them in the freezer, so that I have, those frozen fresh nutrients in the freezer during the colder weather months, where fresh in stock stuff is, or fresh in season stuff is more difficult to find. So think about those kinds of things if you have not. Okay. All right. So let's talk a little bit about some stuff. So many of you have probably or remember seeing the ostrich fold over wallet. This is in steel blue. Many of us that participated in the bucket list experience in Connecticut actually picked this up in one color or another. It came in pewter, steel blue, black. Oh, y'all, am I forgetting another color? Steel blue, black, pewter. I feel like there was a fourth color, but I'm drawing a blank now. For those of you that have not seen this wallet before or need a refresher, it does have a slip pocket on the back, hardware on the front, snap closure on the top. It has this zipper pocket so that you can throw things like cash or receipts or, something like that. And then ID window with the cutout. Can y'all see that it's got, okay, you can see that. Card slots, and then here on the interior, bear with me, you have more card slots on the front wall, place where your phone will actually fit because it's gusseted on the side. And then it has another zipper pocket, but no place, like there's not a slot back here. There's no extra slot behind the cards, but you do have underneath the ID window. So it's great. This wallet reappeared, but in two new colors on ILD. And ILD is running a 30% off sale right now. I think the colors for my green lovers are fern, or maybe it's olive. It's in the green family. And then they have Bordeaux, which is absolutely gorgeous. So it's been a little while since we've talked about Dooney on this channel, and we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this wallet. But I did want you all to know, for those that may have missed it or that fell in love with it and are looking for a different color, that there's a greenish color. I think it's either fern or olive, and then they have the Bordeaux color, both of them in ostrich. But I wanted to show this to you just in case you needed a refresh of what it looked like, so that you could make a decision about whether or not you're interested in pulling the trigger. All right. So that's the first thing. The next item is actually one that I picked up from TJ Maxx. And let me just say this. I have, for Lent, I gave up quite a few things for Lent. And one of the things that I gave up for Lent was shopping for handbags and SLGs. So anything that I am showing you has either already been in this house or was purchased, before the start of Lent. So I've not purchased any handbags, no SLGs during Lent, and I'm gonna go all the way to Easter Sunday. But I picked this up before the start of Lent at TJ Maxx, and I fell in love with it. It's a wallet by Klein. It has a wristlet strap. It was on clearance, so it had an amazing price. And I'm in love with it because it is going to go with absolutely everything. It goes with my dandelion. I've bought I've had three grass colored bags. It goes well with grass. I have light taupe and ecru and white. It goes with that. It goes with my navy with the midnight. It goes with my orange. It goes with my coral. And yes, even I have a pink bag. It goes with the pink. It goes with black. It pulls the brown. I am absolutely in love, and it was on clearance. Do y'all see that? Klein on sale, $12. Comes with a wristlet strap that is detachable. I have an Klein purse from many moons ago. And that bag is amazing. I have never had any issues with it and will still occasionally pull it out and use it. So I did not have any concerns about this brand. I love the fact, y'all know how I feel about black interiors. I love the fact that this one is not. It's kind of a light gold or metallic-y gold instead of that black lining. And it has plenty of card slots. So it has them on both side walls or both back walls. Has the zipper in the center. And then it also has storage here, here, and here. No outside pocket, but I don't think I would want an outside pocket on this one. So this is one of those that I feel like once I move into it for this spring, that like the end of the summer, I'd still be carrying it, because whatever bag color I find, I'm talking and I'm trying to read the chat too, but whatever bag color I move into, I feel like this wallet, I can put solid colors with it, and then it's gonna go perfectly with any and everything that I pull. And one of the things that I'm really excited about pairing it with is, well, let me show you what I'm carrying first. I am still in my MCM, and I need to take my pen out. I had it out the other day completing some paperwork while I was out. And when I got back home, I sanitized it and then just stuck it back in the pocket instead of sticking it back in my catch-all. So this is what I'm carrying. She's packed out right now because she has probably like a week's worth of mail in here, because I've just been throwing my mail in here, and I have way more loose receipts than I normally have. Yep, all of this is mail. And receipts from like everywhere, because I've not been organized. I've just been getting stuff as I find it. Let's see. I've got more receipts. Lidocaine patch. Y'all, I have been miserable. I've been in so much pain. All right, but I'm going to pull that stuff aside because I don't have a lot in here now that the mail is not in here. See? And I still have the same stuff that I showed y'all not too long ago. Wallet, HB sunglass case and HB sunglasses. These. I have wipes that I need to restock. I hope everyone has wipes, Clorox wipes, Lysol wipes, baby wipes, hand sanitizer, all of that stuff in your bag. Lidocaine patch. My little fan from that I picked up for the Bahamas. Coin case. And my catch-all that has 2 things of hand sanitizer, my allergy meds, Benadryl, Flonase, Lippies. So this is like the catch-all. It's got cosmetic, tech, medicine, COVID-19 supplies. It has a little bit of everything in here. But that's, and other than my keys and I got like tissue and like hand lotion and a lip gloss that my sister bought me and a mascara. That's it. So I don't, like, seriously, I want to show you, like, I'm not, I know y'all think that I like carry a whole lot, but I don't feel like, I mean, I did have all the mail in there, but this is all I had in my purse. That's it. That's all that was in here. Embarrassing story. So I get up this morning and run to Target, not the one closest to my house, because they were not showing in stock what I was looking for. I was looking for stuff to make pizzas. So the one not close to my house actually had the stuff. So I go to pick it up and I get to the register and I look in my purse and I have no wallet. Like, so that means I have no ID, no insurance card, no credit card, no debit card, no cash. Like, I didn't spaz out because I've been at home, so I knew it was at home. But I'd actually taken my wallet out because I needed my insurance card to complete some stuff that was online. And I never put my wallet back in there, which is not like me, but cabin fever. I got cabin fever brain. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I do not want to have to drive all the way back home and turn around and come back because this is not the store closest to my house. This is not around the corner from me. So Regina, actually, it wasn't Apple Pay for me. I did Google Pay. I had it set up right there in the store. I'd never used it before, and that saved me. But I will tell you, I think more than not having money on me, I was more distraught about the fact that I did not have my health insurance cards and I did not have my ID. Because I guess, you know, worst case scenario, God forbid I'm in an accident, I don't have a driver's license on me and they don't know that I'm insured. And that spazzes me out more than not having, like, you know, my debit or credit card or cash or whatever on me. That's the other thing that I will say is that if you don't have cash on you, you probably might be beneficial, back to the earlier part of our conversation, to stop by the ATM and get some cash just to be on hand. So if somebody would add that to the chat for me, I would appreciate it. It kind of goes back into us talking earlier about things that we might need on hand to be prepared for the unknown. So y'all, here's the reason. Thank you, military mom, and hello. So listen, this bag has been amazing, and I know it's gray and chartreuse, and it really does. Like, I've got on leggings that have like blue, gray, white, red, and like a little golden color in it. So this bag actually goes perfectly with what I have on, because way up here, this looks a little tempered, so it kind of pulls with my leggings. This bag has been amazing. Ripping, running in and out of stores, just, you know, the stuff that we've been doing in order to be prepared for this quarantine, this bag has been absolutely amazing. Especially the fact that I have withered down a full pack of wipes, the pouch, I just whatever wipes I get, it doesn't matter. They did start out as Huggies, but whatever wipes I get, I can put a full pack in here. Being able to keep hand sanitizer, all of this bag has been perfect. But what I've been curious about is how it compares to the medium Russell. If you've been following my community page, I posted on, I think it was Tuesday, could have been Wednesday. It's all running together. But I posted the picture from ILD, or a post or something from ILD. It was a post from ILD that the denim medium Florentine Russell is in stock. And it's like 30% off right now. No picture available. But if you're loving the Russell, or maybe you missed out on Russell, or maybe you're interested in expanding your color collection, that bag was available. And I did hear back from a few of you that you picked it up. But I didn't share this one with you, but I have unpacked it. I just haven't used it yet. And that is the steel blue medium Russell. Now, I know for those, many of you follow DJ King as well. And if you follow DJ King, you know that when she moved into her steel blue Russell, she carried it, I think, for like a month or longer. And that she said that it was like really, really soft. That it was the softest Russell that she had. And, I've had Russells for a long time, and they get really soft. But this one, right out of the packaging, is like soft, buttery, ooey gooey, smooth, creamy leather. It is just absolutely amazing. But what I wanted to do is to see how MCM, I'm going to take my keys off of here because I'm it down. And what is this? Oh, business card I need. How it compares. And I think I have a picture, and I'll post it when this is over on my Instagram, but there is not a lot of difference between these two bags. The biggest difference is the shoulder drop, because y'all know that Russell is shoulder drop deprived, where MCM is in abundance, like no issue. And this is even with a coat, I had no issues with the shoulder drop from MCM. The length of the bags are very, very similar. Russell does have a little bit bigger butt on it in depth. Let me see if I can get these lined up here. But they're very similar. Russell, of course, is way heavier because Florentine is just heavier. You got the feet where MCM does not, and I kind of wish they would do that. They would add the feet on there. But Russell does. And then MCM has the zipper pull because it has a zipper closure. And Russell does not have a zipper pull, but it has the leather luggage tag here. And then it has 3 snaps across the top. I hate to do this. I hate to say this. But because of the closure and the shoulder drop, the MCM one for me is a better carry. Not saying it's a better bag, right? You're talking about Florentine versus Napa leather, but they're both soft, but the Florentine leather is unusually soft in this one. The black one that I got during the 12 days, not this soft. The red one that I added, not this soft. This one is just really soft and squishy. It's not available on the site now, but Steel Blue has made a reappearance. One, blue is the Pantone color of the year. Steel Blue has reappeared in Florentine back at the outlets for those of you that may not have been checking or aware. And they do have the Steel Blue medium satchel back in stock. Other things like the Clayton is available in denim. So again, blues reappearing. And for those of you that liked the Barlow series, the large zip Barlow is also on ILD for 30% off in the color denim. So don't miss out on those. Not anything new on Dooney that we haven't already talked about. On ILD, they do have a couple of wristlets in like the cupcake print, the D's with the little B's on there, the water, I think it's watercolor or watermark print. Those things are on there. Y'all already know Dooney struggles with shipping when we aren't in quarantine, so I don't know how long it'll take for you to get your stuff or how soon it will ship out, or if they're even in the office, because we've had some issues in the tribe community where they place a hold when you place your order and then they don't finalize the transaction, so your bank will actually release those funds back into your available account balance. All kinds of issues with them. But if you're willing to take that risk and you're interested, you've got cabin fever and you need a box delivered, those are some things you may want to check out, because UPS and FedEx are still delivering. And I know that because I ordered snacks this week, don't judge me, and they were delivered next day overnight. So kudos. But I like this, but if it could just be a smidgen longer. Now, I do prefer the pocket on the Russell compared to the pocket on this one. Mainly because, let me just show you. I'm just going to take my pen, and it may or may not show up now because there's nothing in there. All right, but you can see still the silhouette of that pen in there because there's no give on this pocket, right? But now, let me take my pen and drop it in the back pocket of this Dooney one. It gets lost. There's no, can you see? It's because that pocket isn't flat. So I do prefer it's like, you know, if MCM and Dooney were to have a baby tote, it would have, let me tell you what DNA it would have for the perfect bag. It would have MCM's strap. It would have MCM's zipper. It would have a little bit of bling from the MCM hardware. And MCM's weight. Okay? That's and the zipper pull. Zipper and zipper pull. From Dooney, it would be the Florentine leather, but it needs to be in the MCM weight and the pocket and the feet. If I could get those into one bag in Frankenstein's lab, that would be the perfect tote for me. But let me show you what I really like. Y'all forgot about this? I love that together. There is a little bit of like light blue, the dark blue there, and I just love it. I also wish, I saw somebody posted something about Ashton. I saw the name, I didn't read the comment. But for Ashton, it irks me. Like, I don't want to move into a sip and cuss, but it irks me to no end that there's an Ashton that has a one snap closure top, and then there's an Ashton that has a zipper top in the Greta print. Did y'all notice the difference in those? If you haven't, go look at Ashton on ILD. Look at Greta. So type in Greta, and the Ashton Greta comes up, and it has a zipper top. And then if you look at the Florentine or the pebbled version of Ashton, it just has the little snap, which I think was a huge miss. That bag would have been, with the shoulder drop, the size, the leather, the color options, it would have been virtually perfect if it had a zipper top on it, but it doesn't. So now I need to decide what bag I am going to move into next. And because this is still sitting out, I just want to see how this one looks. I love this wallet. I love it. What else do I have close by that I can... I don't think this one's gonna work, but let's see. Oh yeah, it will. Woo. What else do I have close by? I think that's it for that. Last thing, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. You know, pretending to restrain yourself around your kids and, you know, get along with your spouses and significant others while God has blessed us with all of this family and home time together. Some of the funniest memes that I have seen on Facebook are the ones with the kids, the parents, and the teachers, because that has been my source of comedy all week long. They have been absolutely hilarious. And then the ones about, you know, significant others and spouses being quarantined together. So you'll either end up with people falling in love all over again, falling completely out of love, and the divorce attorneys will make a killing when all of this is over, or there will be a ton of baby showers coming up in about 9 months. All right, y'all. So here is the last thing for me. I have been on the fence, completely debating, not about keeping this bag, but whether or not I was going to take the plunge and purchase any of Coach's new denim accessories, deciding whether or not I was just going to kind of mix and match, toying with the idea that anything will work, because just like jeans, you put whatever the heck you want to put with it and it will work. And I think that just proved it. But what I did was, back during the holiday season when I was in Nashville, I was actually in the Coach outlet. And for whatever reason, I've been viewing this accessory, which is just kind of like a little slim wallet, card slot on the front. There are card slots and a slip pocket on the back, and then a zipper top with the wristlet attached. It has a black lining, which y'all know how I feel about that, but I thought that after I got this, I've been playing with the idea, and I've decided I'm not buying anything else. I am going to let this piece be the pair to this. I know this is a little bit darker. This is actually a navy, not a black. It looks black. It looks like it's picking up black on camera, but it is a dark navy. It is not a perfect pair, but it is going to be my pair. I am going to use this as my wallet. I like the way they look together, and it's not matchy. It's not denim. But I really wanted this piece, this style piece, and this bag gives it like a nice companion piece. And I don't know this for sure, so I'm going to check with you all. I think it will actually fit in the outside pocket. So if I wanted to use it as a wallet and not go in and out of my bag all the time, it actually fits in the pocket here on the outside. So that's it. So I guess everything tonight was about these two accessories and revealing to you finally my steel blue Russell, because I was curious about how it compared to my MCM bag. So if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure that you go over and check me out after this live stream ends. If you have not hit the thumbs up, I kindly ask that you do so before you sign out. Make sure that you're following the community post. There is some, not a ton, but there is some new content posted within the community. So make sure that you are checking out the content of my tribe sisters. Mrs. Q has 3 videos from last night. So we were over on Mrs. Q's channel last night for Real Friday. And then I think Mo Knows Beauty has a new video up. Carmen has a Pandora video up. DJ King is continuing her series with March Madness. Kimberly Mines has a new video up. Military Mom has a new video up. Says What has a video. Y'all know the usual culprits. I'm gonna just kind of leave it there. So I gotta go figure out what I'm gonna switch into, because I've been in my MCM bag for a minute now. Yeah. So I hope everyone is well. Enjoy being quarantined. I mean, if there is anything these last couple of weeks have shown me, is that there are a lot of things that we have been told by our employers and companies and lawmakers and politicians that are just not holding true right now, in my opinion, right? There is absolutely no reason that Walmart has to be open 24/7, 365 days a year. And I say 365 because we had leap year, so that really will be 365 this year. The fact that kids that are that have to be out of school or suspended or whatever and missing work, there's a way for those children to continue to keep up with the work that peers are doing and the instruction that's being given for their time at home. There's just a lot that if you don't get so frustrated about, don't get so frustrated on what you can't do. Think about what this opportunity allows you to do, right? So, I mean, think about that right now. Like, I don't want to offend anybody, but it's like God has just gotten sick of all of the crap that's going on down here. And as a parent, he said, I'm sending all of y'all to your own room, right? Like he sent everybody in every quadrant of the world to their room. He is a ticked off dad right now. And just think about that. There is, I mean, what, since influenza in like the early 1900s, 1919 or whatever, there's so much that you can be doing right now, because who knows if you will ever again have time away from work, at home, with your family. There are tons of movies and videos of training and museum tours. And even I got a text message today that Zanies is actually doing a quarantine comedy festival that they're going to be streaming online. There's all kinds of stuff. That book that you've been putting off, reading your Bible, morning meditation, yoga, working out, cooking more, eating out less, teaching your kids how to properly play solitaire or how to play Monopoly or checkers or chess or when in the world would we ever have this kind of opportunity again? My mom still has to go to work because of the industry that she's in. My sister still has to go to work because of the industry that she's in. My uncle works for the city, so they still have to work, and I'm thankful because he's at the water treatment plant. I like being able to be at home and still have clean clothes and clean dishes and a clean butt because I got water. My aunt works in the school system, and she's there helping to make sure that the schools and stuff are getting sanitized and help that they're clean for our kids to go back into. And so I have a friend in St. Louis that works for Kraft, and he texted me yesterday morning. He was livid. He was like, Kraft doesn't care anything about me dying or getting sick. He said all they said is we're going to show you how to properly wash your hands. If you're sick, don't show up, but call your supervisor. He was like, they don't care anything about me. He's worked for Kraft for like 22 years. And I told him, I said, I know this is not going to change how you feel about your employer, but do know that I appreciate you going to work because my grocery store was stocked, fully stocked, for the most part, yesterday morning. And the 15 things that I had on my regular grocery shopping list, those 15 things were in stock. And several of those things were either Kraft products or Kraft brands. So I told him, I know it doesn't change how you feel, but I really do appreciate it because somebody has to make the sacrifice. So for those of you that are in healthcare, for those of you that are working in other careers that have been deemed critical, one, I hope that your employer is taking care of you, whether that is financially, nutritionally, comp timely, because I know I'm making up stuff, but I hope that they are doing those things because these are really unprecedented times, and it really shows the kind of company, the kind of organization that you work for when they either are putting the safety of you as an employee first, or that the work that you do is so valuable that during a time of pandemic they can't be without you. So blessings come in all different kinds of ways. We've got time now to really think about what's going on in the world and to put it into some perspective. You can't change it. It's out of your control. So the only thing that we can do is kind of go with the punches one day at a time. And if one day is too long, take it 1 hour. And if an hour is too long, take it second by second. But this is not gonna last always. This too shall pass. That I know for sure. That I know for sure that this too shall pass. So make the best of it. Try not to kill the people that you are in quarantine space with. And make some memories, right? We are living, our present day is history, right? We are going through something that is going to be in the history books. It's like the Vietnam War, World War I, or the influenza. We're living the history right now. So make the best of it. Enjoy it. Have some really great stories to share and to tell. Bond with the people that are close to you. Learn how to FaceTime, learn how to Zoom, learn how to use Google Pay, learn what necessities are, restock your pantry, organize your purse room, shred the mail that's been stored. There's so much that you can do right now to fill the time that we have available. So just don't let the pandemic, although is the center of it, right? Don't let that overshadow what in many ways is a blessing right now. The world has virtually stopped. I mean, it's still spinning, but just think about it. It stopped. Digest that for a minute. It has, like, the mall is closed. Like, Walmart is closing at 8 p.m. There are stores that are allowing the first hour of the day or on specific days for seniors and mobility challenged individuals and those that are suffering from, like, anxiety from all of this, to allow them to be able to shop in spaces where they don't have the rest of us weirdos and maniacs with big purses and just think we are becoming so, some of us, because there's still some people that are hoarding toilet paper, but many of us are really thinking about other people first. And a month ago, how the disabled and the mobility, or the elderly, it was not top of mind on how they were navigating Costco or Walmart, or even if it is just completely changed that dynamic. So I'm hoping that we won't lose that we've gained so quickly. I hope we don't lose that when we are on the backside of all of this. So that's it. Let the church say amen. Type amen, amen, amen. I'm not going to make any promises about tomorrow, because, like I said, I made some commitments during Lent, and I'm not saying that I gave up social media, but I do have some other things that time wise, focus wise, are they're a priority for me right now. I will do my best if I can. It may be earlier tomorrow because church for me is online. If there's anybody that's interested in worshiping via technology tomorrow, either with my church in Atlanta or my church in Tennessee, let me know that, and I will post the links in the community page on tomorrow. I usually do the 10 o'clock service in Nashville, so that's 10 a.m. Central Time, and then do noon service in Atlanta, noon Eastern. So I'd be more than happy to share those links if there's anyone that's interested, or that your church doesn't offer that. But that's all I have. I hope that you remain healthy and safe. And Regina, it's Temple Church, Pastor Daryl Drumright. And then in Atlanta, it is Impact CDC. So Impact doing church differently, and it's Pastor Olu Brown, OLU Brown. So those are my places of worship. That's all I have, y'all. Thank you so very much for joining. Be safe, be well, and until next time, I do hope that you find something to keep you entertained while we are in quarantine. Be safe, be well, be kind to each other, and take care. Bye-bye.